Hi everyone, it's Illy. I am an Olive and June Mani expert, and you can find me on socials at Illy's Mani. Today, I'm super excited that we are going to be going all the way back to basics, doing a Mani 101 video. So whether or not this is your first Mani or your 100th, this is a really fun time to just hang out. I invite you to grab a snack, your favorite beverage, and let's do our nails. Every season, Olive and June launches a new system box, and the box is coordinated with the season. So you're going to have a really cute pattern and a matching pouch that goes with it. The particular system box that I'm going to open does not have an attached season to it, but all of the tools will be included regardless of when you purchase a mini system. So when you open up your box, you're going to find everything that you need to do your nails from start to finish. You're going to get a remover pot, which is going to make taking off your nail polish an actual breeze because you are just going to dip your finger inside, swirl it around a bit, and it's going to remove all of your polish. You are going to get a poppy, which is a weighted tool that is going to help you paint your nails because it has this nice grippy surface. So if you are painting with your non-dominant hand, rest assured it's going to be super simple with using the poppy. You are also going to receive super glossy top coat and then all of your tools to do your mani. If you ever get stuck along the way and need some additional help, you can always refer to the inside of your box, which has this little roadmap of doing your nails. So let's look inside the pouch at all of the tools that are included. We have a nail file, cuticle serum to rehydrate at the end of our mani. We have a buffing block, which I will explain how to use. We also have a cleanup brush, which is going to be your mani hero at the end of painting your nails. You're going to clean everything up and make it look like you got your nails done in a salon. And lastly, you are going to get a flat edge nail clipper. To begin our routine, we're going to begin with shaping and cutting our nails, and then we're going to move along all the way into painting our nails at the end of this video. Today, we are going to be painting Rally Ready, which came out in the summer of 2025. It is this really pretty cream blurple type shade. Depending on lighting, it definitely looks more blue or purple. If you are a beginner, I highly recommend starting with a sheer or even like a metallic is pretty easy to paint. This color here is one of my favorites, and it's called The Queen Takes Her Tea with Milk, another really great option. So like I said, to start, we're going to begin with shaping. Our mani is going to be done completely dry. We're not going to be dipping our hands in water at all. Actually, huge tip, before you even begin the mani process, stay out of water for at least an hour to allow your nail plate to be completely dry, because once you put polish on your nails, and if your nail plate was wet, it will shrink, and that could cause chipping later on in your mani. So we're going to use our flat edge nail clippers to shape any of our nails if we would like. I want to work on this index finger because I'm not liking the shape. And we're going to be using our nail clippers to do 90% of the work. And we're going to go in with our nail file to do the last 10% of the job. So I'm going to move these tools out of the way, move my polish, and we're going to get started. So you're going to be making micro mini clips. We're not taking any huge chunks off because we can't put anything back on once it's clipped off, but you can make as many clips as you want. So I am going for more of an almond shape. So I am going to bring in the sides ever so slightly. I do have a bit of length on my nails, and so this shape works for me. You are welcome to do whatever shape your heart desires. Just make sure that you have the appropriate length to be able to do certain shapes. So for almond, you do need to have a little bit of an overhang on your nails and growth so that you're not cutting too far into the sidewall of your nails. Once you have cut your nails, we're just going to focus on one in this video. You're going to go in and start shaping, and I'm going to turn my hand this way so you can see it better. And we're going to be filing in one direction, meaning we're not going to be sawing back and forth, which can cause splits in our nails. We're just going to go in one direction. And you might also be noticing that I'm still doing all of this shaping with my polish on. The reason being is that the whites of our nails are actually not even, and we are able to see the finished product by doing this process with our polish on. All right, I think the shape of my nails is where I want it. Actually, this pinky nail looks like it could use some work too. When doing our nails, it's really a nice time to just romanticize this experience, put on your favorite show, make one of your favorite drinks. I am a coffee lover and I love to do my nails sipping on an iced coffee. Just make it a very nice experience that you look forward to doing. And doing your nails at home is something that you will get better at over time. And so don't be discouraged if right away you don't achieve, for example, the nail shape that you're looking for, or you make a mistake when painting your nails. It's totally okay. You will definitely get better over time. All right. I did have more nails to shape than I anticipated, but this is good because you can see the process here. So as you can see, I'm doing little tiny little clips. I have my overall shape that I like, and I am just going in again with the file and smoothing everything over. This one is a little bit pointier than I normally like to do, so I'm just going to go and take off a little bit of the top, just a little bit, and we'll smooth that over with our file. All right, so this is what our nails look like. They are ready to begin the mani process. The next step is to work on our cuticles. So we're going to need to remove our current color off of our nails, and we're going to be doing it using this remover pot. It is non-acetone, which is really nice. All you need to do is dip your finger in, swirl it around a bit, and it is going to remove whatever color you are wearing so easily. Just repeat this process with all of your nails, and then we will begin with our cuticles. All right, all of our polish is off, and we are going to start pushing back these cuticles. You'll notice that there are no tools in your mani kit to push your cuticles back. You're just going to be doing it using your thumbnail. So you're just going to gently come in here and push back all of your cuticle. And cuticle is the white sticky substance that lives on our nails. It is not this back portion of our nail. That is live skin, and we do not want to be messing with that live skin. And I actually didn't get all my polish off on this nail, so I'm just going to use the top just to get all the polish off so I can see and make sure I got all the cuticle. Then we're going to repeat that process with all of our nails, gently pushing everything back. The more you do this, the easier it is going to be over time. You are going to be training your cuticle to lie flat. And a great time to do this is in the shower when your cuticle are nice and soft, and then you can wait until everything is nice and dry to begin your mani process and start painting your nails. Now that all of my cuticle have been pushed back, I am going to use the buffing block just to kind of go in here in the corner and remove any of that dead skin. So I'm going to focus on the corner and just use it kind of like an eraser to go in and buff away that dead skin. So you can see like the little pileup that just fell off. And we're just going to repeat this process with all of our nails. If you come across a little bit of skin that is hanging, do not pull it. The only time we're going to be clipping anything is if you have something like this, which is already dead. Just use your flat edge nail clipper and clip it away. And then we are done with our cuticle process and we can begin painting. But first, most importantly, we're going to go for one more dip in the remover pot to remove any dust and debris on our nails. So we're going to first load up our brush. We're going to just pull our polish out and we're going to wipe it on the edges a couple of times here. And we're going to start off with about that much polish. You are going to place this down right in the center of your nails and you are going to push back and pull forward. And you are going to repeat this process over your entire nail. If you accidentally flood your cuticles, don't worry. We are going to go back in with that cleanup brush later and get everything all nice and smooth. Once again, pushing all the way back, pulling forward, making sure to focus on those sidewalls, not missing anywhere while we paint. Now you might be noticing that this first coat of polish does not look very good. It is thin and streaky. You can see the whites of my nails, but this is actually perfect. All coats of polish should be applied very thin, and the first coat is never going to look good because it is the base layer. Because we're not using a base coat, Olive and June polish has the base built into it, and so this coat is going to look really, really terrible if I'm being quite honest with you. But everything will come together in future coats. I noticed that this thumbnail looks like I still have some additional polish on it. So once again, I'm going to use the top of my remover pot and just get it clean here in the corners. Let that dry for a second and then go ahead and repeat the same process of plopping down that polish right in the center of my nails and pushing back and then pulling the polish forward. I had a bit too much polish. If that ever happens, just go ahead and tap that extra polish off into the bottle. We're good to go. When it comes to dry time, it's really important to wait at least 5 minutes between each coat before moving on to the next. 10 minutes is even better if you can spare it. This is going to prevent things like bubbles and early chipping because each coat will have the proper amount of time to set and dry. Now that we've allowed our nails to dry, we're going to go in with coat number 2 and we're going to repeat the exact same process. Now you will notice that the next portion of this video is significantly sped up. I did it this way on purpose just so that way we could move through to the next step of our mani, since we're going to just be repeating the exact same process that we did on our pinky nail, making sure to take our time with each individual nail. This is where our cleanup brush comes into play. As you can see here on my index finger, there was a little bit of flooding on the sidewall. All right, our nails are painted and the last thing we need to do is wait a bit, go in with top coat, and then we are going to rehydrate after. I like to do cleanup while my nails are not fully dry. It just makes it easier for me. So I'm going to go in with my cleanup brush and I'm not going to jam it down the center. I'm just going to very slightly push the sponge away and let it soak up some of the remover. And I'm going to be resting my cleanup brush on my skin while very, very gently going around this line here, cleaning everything up. Now we're going to be working on the index finger, and we're going to dip our brush back into the remover pot, and we're going to be moving with very slow strokes to remove that buildup of polish that is on the sidewall of my nail. We don't want to do any big movements because it's possible that an entire smudge can take over the entire nail. Then we're going to go around once more, just evening everything out. We are all done and ready for top coat. So we're going to be topping everything off today with super glossy top coat. We're going to be following the exact same method that we were doing before by allowing the polish to drop in the center, pushing back and pulling forward. Again, this painting portion of the video is sped up just a bit, but remember, in real time, this is a very slow process. We're going to take just as much time on every nail as we did that pinky nail. Once we have completed top coat, if you need to go back in and clean up anything like you did here, a little bit of flooding on that middle finger, go ahead and do that. And the final step of our mani is to apply hydration again. We have dipped our fingers in the remover pot several times, and so we want to bring back in hydration. So we're going to be using our cuticle serum. All you will need is a couple clicks of serum and apply that to every nail. Go ahead and do this multiple times a day. It's so good for you. And then you can also reapply top coat every 2 days to keep everything looking fresh. Thank you so much for joining me today in our Mani 101 class. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.